Hey friends, it's Natalie here, and in this video, I'm going to simplify your life by simplifying your pronunciation. In my latest video, I talked about the importance of being a good listener, and because I've always paid close attention to how people speak, I've been able to simplify my own pronunciation. And this is what I'm going to share with you today. 5 simple tricks to help you sound clear and more confident. This wouldn't be my video if I didn't nerd out on you a little bit at the beginning, right? I have to share with you a principle that governs everything we talk about here because nothing is really that random. Okay. Phonotactic simplification. What is that? Don't be scared. This is simple. It's just a set of rules that govern how sounds are combined. And basically, this principle states that nothing we do with pronunciation is random. The goal is simplification. We always try to simplify the way we speak. With that being said, here's simplification number 1. I watched the movie can be said as I watched the movie. I watched the movie yesterday. You know that movie you were talking about? I watched the movie. You don't have to say I watched the movie. I know so many of us, when we are learning words, right, we learn how the word is pronounced in isolation. So watch, the past simple, watched, like a T, watched. But here's the thing. You see, we have watched the, we have a T sound as well. In this case, a TH sound, the, watch, the, pronounced in the same place in the mouth. So we're gonna combine everything together, right? Actually, in this case, we are dropping the T here, the watched. We're just using this T. So I watched the movie. I watched the movie. Check out Youglish. You hear lots of people saying the same phrase here. I watched the movie. I watched the movie. Same with washed the clothes. Washed the clothes. I washed the clothes. You can just say, I washed the clothes. Same principle here. I washed the clothes. I watched the movie. Talking about clothes, clothes. You don't have to say clothes or clothes. Clothes, clothes. You don't have to say the TH sound here. Clothes. Same with months, months. You don't have to say months, months, months. Clothes. Same with, this one. You don't have to say sixth. I mean, you can if you want, but most people will say six, six. Like, remember sixth grade, sixth grade, sixth grade, sixth. Of course, if you're trying to emphasize something, no, I said the sixth. Okay, fine. But in general, 6 works. Simple. Today, I kind of feel like that guy that goes like, do you know who I'm talking about? Simplification number 3. Yeah, here, you don't really have to drop the TH, but you can drop the F. You can say fifth, fifth, fifth grade, fifth grade. Or you can also say fifth grade, fifth grade. Simplification number 4. Okay, this one can be very tricky. So some of my students, they want to pronounce this word sometimes as written. It's not written. It sounds like you're saying reading. It can be confusing. So you could even say written, written. That's fine, written. Or if you want to use the glottal stop, think of uh-oh, that glottal stop sound. Uh-oh, written, 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 written. Uh-oh, written. That's it. Written or written. All right, 5th simplification. Now you know I can say fifth or fifth, right? This one, 80-20. What's that? It's the Pareto Principle that states that 80% of the results that you see, so for example, 80% of how well I sound, how clear I sound, comes from only 20% of the features available, the pronunciation features available to us. Think of this. Pronunciation. What do we have? We have sounds, vowels, consonants, stress, rhythm, linking sounds, and the list goes on and on, right? So Of all these features, only 20% of them account for how clear someone can sound. Maybe in the future I could make a video about these features, but the point here is to show you that sometimes you focus on the things that may not account for better intelligibility. In other words, clearer pronunciation. Let me give you a practical example. I've had so many students say, I want to pronounce the R's like an American, like car. I want to say car. Okay, if you say cod, caw, car, most people will understand you. But if you say car, you're changing the vowel, that's going to impact your intelligibility. That's going to impact how clear you sound. So instead of focusing on the R, which you can do that later on, focus on something else that could be hindering people from understanding you. So, for example, there was one time when I was trying to tell my friend that I could see that there was a lot of pollen in the air, and I said pollen. I used the O, and she couldn't understand me. Pollen. So, knowing how to pronounce vowels correctly is more important than mastering the American R. Sorry, my phone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments which trick was the most helpful to you. And I'll see you next week.